YouTube, what's good? It's your boy Fade Nice Good back with another one. This right here is a taper that I did on a good client of mine. Wavelength taper, man. He got a real tricky hairline and he's real particular about his hairline. He's been struggling to get a solid barber. And it was me to the rescue, man. So, gonna get straight into it. Started off with the 1.5. Did a 1.5 all over. He wanted to keep it dark, man. He working on his waves right now, so wanted to keep the hair dark. So I did a 1.5. All even. I like to go over the hair slowly, make sure it's even all the way around. I go over the hair multiple times when I'm taking it down, doing a wavelength cut, just to make sure everything is even. Stick around, man. Watch this cut to the end. You're gonna see how fire this cut came out, man. It's a real, like I say, real tricky hairline. But we got the job done over and beyond. It's my first video of 2021, man. I'm gonna be in my bag this year. I'm gonna stay more consistent with the content, more shooting, more haircuts, man. I'm gonna stay more consistent with it. I've been getting a lot of requests for more videos, and I just hadn't been doing my due diligence and putting the work in. So that's what I'm locking in to do this year. Started with the clippers closed. I'm using my Wahl magic clip to make that first guideline. And then I opened the clippers, as you can see, and go up about a 1/2 inch to make that second guideline. And then I'm gonna close the clipper up halfway, around halfway, to remove that first guideline. Right there, just close it up some halfway, and I'm just flicking at that first guideline that I made. Not applying too much pressure, man. It don't take much to remove these guidelines. If you don't push real hard with the clippers when you're creating it, you know, you can just gently flick the line out, and the line come out pretty simple. Right here you see me doing lever play, closing it up as need be, opening it up as need be. Use your discretion when you fading and removing lines. It's not an exact science, open, close, half. Sometimes you gotta play with that lever to remove the line and to get that fade blurry. So use your discretion to do what looks good. Same for the back, starting with the clippers closed, making that first guideline. Now I got the clippers open, going up same like I did on the side, about a 1/2 inch. You don't want the taper in the back to be too high. Normally where that bone is in the back of the head, you want to keep the taper under that. Close the clipper up halfway, and I'm removing that first guideline. Real simple, man. Close, open, halfway. Make sure you combing after every couple strokes. So knock that hair down and keep that hair flush. Now I'm just blending out this last side. Pretty simple, man. Fade looks good already. Now we on to the right side. Same steps. Got the clippers closed, making that first guideline. You know what's next. Clipper open, making the next guideline. And now halfway, removing the first guideline that I made. Now I'm putting a light fade on the beard. the top of the beard. I'll start with the clippers open. I don't dig too deep into the beard. Then as I work my way up, I close the blade and I go a little deeper into the beard. Or I press a little harder on the skin. When I'm starting at the bottom of the beard with the clipper open, I'm not really pressing on the client's head. I'm just getting those loose hairs and I'm working my way up. Now I got the one guard on. If you see me using this red guard, that means I'm using the one guard. I got it closed right now. And I'm working out that guideline that I made with no guard and the clipper open. Now I have the clippers open. And I'm just lightly, gently flicking out, man, blending into the hair. This one guard will be the last guard that I use to blend this taper out. So I don't want to create another guideline. I just want to lightly blend that hair out, that line out. I take the same guard, hit the hairlines, lay those hairs down in the front. Clippers closed. Just lightly flicking out that line, man. Creating a soft guideline. I'm not pressing real hard. I want to be able to remove this guideline with the same guard without any issues. So right here, boom, got the same guard, one guard open. And you can see I'm just removing that guideline, but I'm not creating a new guideline. I'm just blending into the hair at this point so that I don't have to use another guard. Normally I would, or I used to use a 1.5 next to blend out. That would be the next guard up. But just been working on different techniques, man. So yeah, I'm just using the one guard. I'm gonna just lightly blend that line out. Clipper over comb. When I do the clipper over comb with the one guard on, I have the lever closed. And this is just acting like a 1.5 guard. So doing clipper over comb with the one guard is the same as a 1.5 guard. Just knocking those hairs down, man. Making this blend look as good as possible. This is more detail work. Anywhere I feel isn't blended all the way, I just go back and I spot check. You want to make sure you get that hair behind the ear. Make sure it's laid down for when you line it up. Then same thing on this side. Clippers closed. Same guard, one guard. Now I got the guard, I got the lever open. And I'm blending that line out. When you see me go back with the grain, it's just to lay that hair down, lighten that hair down, make the blend look better so that I don't gotta put on a bigger guard. This is just more detail work. Now you see me with the half guard on. The lever is open right now, slowly blending out that line. I just close it up a little bit. I'm kind of just using the corner of the blade. Now I'll close it up some more. Slowly removing that line. And now it's closed some more. With these blends, these fades, it's a marathon, not a sprint. You want to slowly remove that hair. Now you see me stretching the skin. It helps to stretch the skin when you're blending so that the surface is real flat and the skin not moving when you're trying to blend. Here I am doing the same thing to the back of the taper. Slowly flicking at that bottom guideline. You see me playing with the lever, opening it, closing it. And you see I'm angling the clippers to go against the way the hair grows. His hair on that side kind of grows to the left. So I'll angle my clippers so I can cut against the way it's growing. You see that line is fully removed. So I can move on to the other side. Sped it up because it's the same process. Using the corner of that blade. Same guard, it's the half guard. I'm just lightly flicking at that line. Slowly removing it. Once I feel I've gotten all the work I can get out of that half guard, take the guard off and I open a lever and I do some detail work. Lever is open, you see me stretching the skin. Right there you see me going with the grain. Yeah, I'm stretching the skin using the corner of the blade just to hit certain areas that I feel can be blended a little better. You want to use the corner of the blade after you're done with all your guidelines because you don't want to create another line. This is just all detail work. You want to make sure you're fully satisfied with those blends before you move on. Same thing to the back, more detail work. See, I'm doing the same thing again, angling those clippers. You want to really pay attention to the way the hair grow when you blending. You want to go against the way it's growing. Right here, same thing, more detail work. Using the corner of my blade to flick out. Now right here, I'm doing the beard. As you can see, I got no guard, clipper open, went down about 1/2 inch to 1 inch. And I didn't really put the blade on the client's face. I just got those loose hairs. And as I'm going up, I close the blade and I flick at the beard more to blend it out. Then doing a little clipper over comb just to blend it out even more. Take the clippers open and I hit the top of the beard just to hit those loose hairs, and I hit the mustache the same way just to trim it down before you line it up. Right here you see me brushing the hair, getting all that excess hair out and laying the hair down flat. Spray some hold on the hairline and then I get to lining it up. Yeah, I went to another barber and they pushed his line back, so I'm not digging too deep into the hairline. You can see it's kind of light on the side. Using the corner of my blade just to start that C shape. Kind of use the blade as a pencil and draw what you trying to achieve. Start at the top of the C and then go to the bottom of the C and I work my way back up and then meet in the middle. that simple. Then hit over the ear, again using just the corner of the blade. For the beard, I like to follow the jawline on each side. If you follow the jawline on the left and follow the jawline on the right, it'll be even on both sides. In a mustache, you got to be real careful. You don't want to take too much hair off. Just take your time, tap the hairline. So as you can see, he got a real tricky hairline, man. You almost got to create one. Both sides is thinning, and he likes to keep it as straight as possible. So I don't really chase those light spots and try to cut into where the hair is dark at. I just line up as if there was hair right there, line up around that light spot. And normally the eyes will create that line on their own when you look at it, even if there's no hair right there. As you can see, I'm hitting that corner as if I just lined up some hair, but I'm going right around that light spot. And like I say, you can always enhance it, or if not, you can leave it as is. And when people look at it, you know, seeing the left side and the right side of that light spot, you can just create the line in your mind when you're looking at it. So you don't got to chase those light spots, man. You can still keep it as straight as possible. Doing the same thing on this side as I did on the left, creating that C shape. Back of the hairline, I like to keep it as natural as possible. I don't want to dig too deep into the hairline because that grow back looks crazy. For the razor, you always want to stretch the skin. The razor just makes the hairline pop that much more. And then you want to get all those loose hairs or real fine hairs that's on the forehead. I don't go just on the hairline. I even go down the forehead some to remove those real fine hairs that you can't see, but it definitely makes a difference. See how high I start up? All the way up near the eye. His hair all up there. You probably can't see it with the naked eye, but you want to get all of that for the client. And then he keeps his beard as high as possible, so I'm not taking off too much hair. See, once you put a line on a beard, man, it makes a world of a difference. And after I line it up once, I like to knock that ash line off and go back over it one more time just to make sure everything is super crispy. Doing behind the beard, just tapping those real small hairs that you can't see. You got a crazy widow's peak, man. Once you take that off, you can kind of create the line after that. It looks a whole lot better without the widow's peak. Same thing on this side. I sped it up a little bit because it's the same thing. Just hitting it with the razor. is something that you really want to work on, man, you gotta have that in your arsenal if you're trying to deliver some better haircuts, because it makes the world of a difference using a razor versus just using the clippers. Same thing. This is my second time going over it. You see how crispy it looked that second time. So here I'm using my air compressor with some Kiss Expressions mixed with water. I don't like to add too much enhancements to the hairline. Just enough to make a difference, man. It shouldn't be super noticeable. As you can see, this client, he needed the enhancements and he actually requested them. So even on the light spots, I don't want to super fill it in and make it look super dark. It'll still look like there's a light spot there, but it's just adding to the hairline. Visually, they'll be able to see the hairline, but I don't want to super fill it in and make it look black because it's an enhancement. It's not actual hair. Same thing on this side. People shouldn't be able to tell that the client has enhancements on their hair, man. It should just look good. After I enhance it, go back over it with the clippers one more time. Here's the barber pencil, man. I go over the hairline with the barber pencil. I've been using this lately. You just trace what you just did on the hairline, and then you take your liners and smear the barber pencil into the skin, like blend it in with the skin. So that's the final cut, man. You see it came out super dope. The hairline looks really good. This is a really tricky hairline, man. He doesn't really trust too many barbers to get his line right, but he comes to me to get it right. The back taper came out fire. If you learned anything, liked anything, make sure you share, subscribe, hit the like button. Thanks for watching, and I got more content on the way, man.